Hello YouTube, Impractical Inventor here today, and now I have my fully battery-powered forum-mounted computer, as I'm going to call it now, which is powered by a Raspberry Pi Zero mainly, along with an Arduino Leonardo inside for the controllers. So, you can see that I've got a operating system on it, and this is hard to control. So, now then, I've got my phone's flashlight turned on so you can actually see what it is. And right here you can see the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is the main board of the entire thing. Over here you can see another lithium battery. That one is, 1.4 watt hours, which I think equated to about 1000 milliamp hours at 3.7 volts. Another one over here, 1000 milliamp hours, 3.7 volts. And then of course, there's the big battery. And then down here, you can't really see it, but there's an Arduino Leonardo right here, which is the controller board for it. That allows me to actually do the up, down, left, right, and all the mouse controls, as well as the W, A, S, and D keys. So then, besides that, we've got this little port right here, which you may be wondering, why would you do that? I mean, I've already soldered the entire thing, the entire rest of the thing together, why would I have a random port in here? That's because the little Arduino Micro, one, it doesn't have a data plus, data minus, and positive and ground input to it. For some reason, the people who designed that board decided not to do that. So, my only option is to plug in a micro USB cable to it. So, that's what I did. And the other thing, which is also a good thing to this, is if I decide I want to change the controls on here, like I'm thinking about adding some different keys to the thing. So I want to do Control C and Control V, so I want those to be controls on it. So, what I've got here is I've got this port, so what I can do is if I want to reprogram that, I shut off the Pi, I unplug that, and then I plug another cable into this from my computer, and then I can reprogram it just as fine. I can also change the sensitivity of it on there. And then right over here, you can't really see it, but under here is the PNP sound device. You can see the little yellow right there, that's the microphone jack to it. And then that gets wired up over to here, which is where the headphone jack is. And then right here, 12-volt converter for the screen, because the screen requires somewhere from 5 to 16 volts. And depending on what voltage you're putting into it, you need a different amperage. Now, if I just put directly into it 5 volts at the amperage that I was getting, then it's not able to run itself. It needs more power. So if I use this 12-volt converter, then it seems to run just fine. The only problem I see is there's a bit of diagonal lines all the way across the screen. But it's kind of nice to have those because it kind of works as a battery level meter, depending on how much power is going into it. Right under this is the charge circuit, which then leads to the outside over here. And then right over here, underneath the battery, and underneath the Arduino Leonardo, there is a USB hub. And that USB hub is then connected up into the Arduino Leonardo through this wire that you can see going to it. And it also is connected to the sound processor, and also the USB port on the outside right there. So then, that's the entire insides of it. I'll pause this and
as far as other things
put
go
this
in this device,
I also had a Wi-Fi adapter in it, which actually was USB, so yes, USB. So, the Wi-Fi adapter allowed me to get internet connection on this thing, as well as, I think, creating a hotspot. However, I ended up frying it when I tried to hardwire it into the device like I did with some of my other things, like the PNP device and everything else. The reason I did that is because when wiring it, and rather than as it is with, say, this device, where if I was wiring this hardwired into it, I would have simply looked at the back, and I would have read all these different things and said, okay, well that one has a G in it, so that's probably ground. This one has a V in it, so that's probably power. And then I can look at my data sheet to figure out what comes after power and what comes after ground. However, it was more like this, to where this is all I had to go off of, and all I could see was this. So I had to try to figure out which of these 4 pins connected to what. And I ended up getting it backwards, and I fried the chip. So I ended up having to throw that away, and I'm going to have to order a new one, which once I get it, I think I'm going to plug it into USB, and that's how I'm going to get it on here. Right now, whenever I want to use Wi-Fi on this device, what I use is I use a cell phone. I plug the cell phone into this using a USB cable, and then I set up USB tethering. That allows me to get internet on this device, and then What I also do is I tend to plug in a USB hub to the USB port, so that way I can actually get a mouse and keyboard, so I can type in commands to the console if I want to download something. If the one problem I find is that if the battery is low, then if I'm using a USB hub, then it tends to turn itself off. It doesn't have enough power to support everything. So I need to only do that when it's fully charged, like it is right now, because I just finished charging it. Now, that's one of the problems with it, though. It's got so many batteries in it, and such a slow charging board. I want to get something faster, because it's only 1 milliamp. So, that's one of the problems with it. It charges at about full charge every 12 hours or so, I would say. I had this charging from, what was it, at 12 a.m. last night. That's when it started charging. It is now 12:43. I woke up at 11, and that's when it was fully charged. I'm not sure if it got charged before that or what, but as I've seen before, if I plug it in at around 9, which is when I would normally try to go to sleep for school, so I'd be nice wide awake for school, then it is not able to last that entire day if I just charge it from that. So then, that's the entire device. I've got everything on here. I just installed, what was it, Raspberry Pixel? Raspberry Wheezy Pixel? I don't remember what it said. Something. But, that's the entire device. Everything works on it. Got all these different features on it. Music playback is the main thing I wanted on here. I also wanted to be able to play video playback. I tried to play some MKV file types of videos, and those didn't play back on VLC player. So, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. When I tried to play them back, it just played the audio, and then the video was black. So, then that's the entire device. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. If you disliked it, then dislike it, because, that's what you do when you dislike something. And also, if you have a specific reason as to why you disliked it, post a comment. Say why you didn't like it. Say what I can fix. I'll try to fix it if I can. If I can't, then I'll try to fix it later. So, thanks for watching. I'll see everyone next time. Bye.